Yeah, I've got to say, this wasn't. I just dropped my phone. It's fine. Didn't break it. Thank God. Okay, so our idea starts with a guy who's sitting at a graveyard, leaning over a grave, blatantly mourning, and he's wearing a black suit, and he's sitting there looking very distressed in that. And we sort of we have like a panning shot, sort of showing his setting and just sort of establishing who this guy is and where he is. And then we keep having flashbacks to whoever he's mourning over, which in this case is his girlfriend slash wife slash significant other and that. And the first flashback we have is how they met, and it was at a train station. And he's, if they're full business attire, probably come just like from London or something. We don't get to know what his occupation is, but we know that he's dressed informal. And on the other side of the platform is this woman who there's just instant connection between them. And then we're going to do really cheesy of train comes past, she's disappeared, but actually when the camera reveals it, she's now standing right next to him. Why not? That might not work, might completely change in the end. But then flashback ends for this bit and we move back to just seeing him looking over the gravestone, and that's still looking very distressed with it, and just sort of showing that the flashbacks are definitely in the past and not what's happening now. We have another flashback to a sort of date night kind of thing that these two have had quite a lot further on in their relationship, and they have a meal and then they're sitting on the sofa just watching TV and that, and they're obviously not in work attire, they're sort of more comfy with each other, and their relationship's definitely developed over time. So once we've cut back to seeing this guy at the graveyard again and really getting sort of attached to this guy and sort of his feelings towards this person, the flashback starts to take a decline. We see these two people walking down the street, and behind them we see this guy, also another guy dressed in a black suit, and we can see that he's holding something, and we find out that this is a mask of some sort, like to disguise him. And very Batman-esque, these two walk down an alley, and as the guy who was following them pulls out a gun, the woman jumps in front of the man and gets shot. And after the guy's fled and now we see a lot of sort of close-ups and really bringing the emotions of this woman dying right in front of this guy. And there was like, okay, so I really need to rethink filming right in front of a quite used door. I won't be filming here again. But yeah, back to it, the woman is shot. And you really start to feel the emotion and that build up. There's going to be quite slow motion. There's going to be some form of non-diegetic music in the background, sort of really bringing the audience into it. And after this, we get cut back to the graveyard where this guy's sitting mourning, and you hear a car pull up to the right side of you, because you'll be looking at it from where it's going to be hard to explain on the camera. You'll hear a car pull up, and a guy come up behind him, or the guy, and a guy dressed in a suit come up behind the mourning man and just say to him simply, "It's time," and they both walk off and get into a car and leave. And this is kind of where we realise sort of the prestige of this man, and sort of not get to know what he did as an occupation, but know that whatever it was is important, as they both the guys are now wearing suits, and simply "it's time" means that he knew what he was doing. So yeah, this is the idea that I've got. With a group we've all sort of come up with it together in some ways, but we've all got our own sort of spin on it. So we'll see what we come up with in the end. Cheers. Also, yeah, there's a guy, completely forgot to say, quite a big important bit. The guy who comes up at the end is also narrating over the whole flashback thing. Like, there's no sound, there's no diegetic sound. Only the guy speaking, sort of narrating this guy's life and sort of saying who he is, what he does in terms of the relationship and that, and sort of how that progresses. And then we find out that the guy who comes up and says "it's time" is the same guy, because we can recognise the voice. So also sort of would give you a bit of a hint towards maybe who this guy is and how important this new person is who's come into it. But being an opening sequence, we don't have to come up with the rest of the film.